Now, I said to myself at the beginning of the year that I'm never ever gonna pay resale again for buying another pair of sneakers. And man, I was about this close in getting this pair of sneaker. I am glad that I didn't though, and I'll tell you why. Yo, what is good, you guys? This is Marl from the Project Lamb Life, and today I'm going to talk about the newly released Nike Dunk Low Varsity Green slash Team Green slash Spartan Green. Damn, that's a lot of nicknames for a green and white shoe. I'm sticking to Varsity Green because that's what it said on the receipt. I'm gonna give you guys my initial reaction, my review, and even the sizing for this sneaker, which is a little bit weird. So, without further ado, let's just get right down to it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's been a couple of busy days for me, but boy am I glad to be making content again. And it couldn't have come in any better way than getting these sneakers. So just a little backstory about me wanting and getting these sneakers. A couple of months before these even released, I already had my eyes set on this as well as the Panda pair. And as with the sneaker game, of course, you're gonna do anything, everything in your power so that you could try and get a chance to buy these sneakers for retail, because that's basically what AW means for us. It's not getting it for free, it's getting the chance to buy it for retail. One downside of the work that I'm doing though is that I am mostly awake during the night and asleep during the days. So tendency is I keep missing drops and even the chance to enter raffles. Now, in some way, it kind of feels like for me, I'm battling two entities. One is, well, the other people who want to cop these sneakers, and number two is, well, time itself. But luckily, I was able to enter one raffle. I really didn't think about it when I entered the raffle because, well, I keep on getting L's on that shop, and the chances of getting sneakers there seems like slim to none. But, well, luckily, I won. And that's basically how I got this pair right here. And how does the saying go again? Retail boys represent. So first and foremost, I gotta give it up for Commonwealth PH for giving me the dub and blessing me with a pair of dunks that I really wanted. Now before we start with the review, if you guys are new here, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do so. It really helps things a lot here. It really helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm so that my videos get recommended more. And also, please do give this video a thumbs up, and I thank you in advance. So I believe that from my understanding that these pair of sneakers aren't released yet in the US, and it's set to drop somewhere around June. While here in the Philippines, it already dropped in a couple of different dates, all in the same month. Now the official name of this shoe is the Nike Dunk Low Retro, and its official colorway is white, team green, white. As you can see, the shoe does come in this regular red Nike shoebox. And finally, taking the shoes out, the main attraction, this is the Nike Dunk Low Varsity Green. And just from my first impressions taking out of the box, this shoe is clean. One of the better dunk silhouettes to drop this year, if you ask me. Now this and the Panda colorway are the only two dunks that I really wanted to have in my collection. However, seeing this in hand, I think I'm really wanting this more. Now seeing this shoe does give back some flashbacks on the Nike Off-White Dunk Low Pine Greens, since they're almost in the same color. But from my honest opinion, I believe that this shoe is going to be more wearable since it's much simpler, more subtle to wear. Now talking about the shoe itself, starting with the upper, as you can see, it is primarily made out of green and white leather. The quality on these doesn't seem to be that much elevated, well, compared to the normal Jordans and even other dunks. But with a retail price of only $100 and over here in the Philippines, 5,095 pesos, you could really ask for more. Now taking a look over at the toe box, it is in color white and you do have some perforations to it for that ventilation. That is very much similar to the Air Jordan 1s. Now moving above that, over at the eye stays, as you can see, it is in that varsity green color. And weaving through them, pre-laced already, you've got some varsity green flat shoelaces. As for Nike Dunks, I believe that they don't usually come with some extra shoelaces, though I would have loved it if it came with some extra white shoelaces. But then again, for $100, it's fine. Now under those laces, you have a white nylon tongue, and right at the above of that, you do have a white tab with the Nike branding in Varsity Green, as well as its piping. Now taking a look over at the medial and lateral sides, it is, as you can see, in your normal Nike Dunk color blocking. And for this sneaker, it is in a mix of Varsity Green and white. Taking a look over at the Nike swoosh, as you can see, the material of the swoosh is the same as the majority of the upper, which is leather, and it is also in that Varsity Green color. But taking a look over at the back of the shoe, again, it is in that typical Nike Dunk silhouette. Over at the heel tab, as you can see, you do have that very nice embroidery of the Nike text, and underneath that is that Varsity Green leather panel. Now what really intrigues me though is this 3 stitchings right over here underneath that heel tab. I know it's just for aesthetic, but it just really looks good with the shoe. Now taking a look over at the inside of the shoe, the sock liner is in this Varsity Green color, and what I can say is that it's in really good quality. And over at the insole, it is also in Varsity Green with the Nike branding in neon orange. Now I really do love that little subtle detail of the shoe, even though nobody's ever gonna see it while you're wearing it. And it's actually one of the reasons why I correlate this sneaker to the Nike Off-White Dunks. The one thing to note though is that since this sneaker is not a Nike SB, this sneaker does not come with any cushioning setup. So with that being said, comfort-wise, it's not the best. But then again, are you really wearing Dunks because of its comfort? Yeah, that's right. Now going down on the shoe, over at the midsole, it is in this crisp white color, and I really do believe that this will age well, turning that white into cream someday after all that wear and tear. And finally, taking a look over at the outsole, it is in your typical Nike Dunk outsole pattern, this time in Varsity Green. Now I don't know if it's just me, but the color of the Varsity Green on the outsole is kind of different compared to the Varsity Green on the upper. Now I don't know if the camera picks it up, but I think it is one shade different. So it's not really noticeable when you're wearing it, but it's just something that I noticed right now. Now overall, the Nike Dunk Low Varsity Green is an absolute beaut. It's so versatile, and I could actually picture myself wearing different kinds of outfits with these already. One opinion I do have for these sneakers is that I really do believe that these are worth it at retail, but not twice that. Now the reason why I'm saying this is because, well, at the end of the day, the quality on these is just not that top tier, and the thing that pulls this price up is just basically the hype, because Dunks are in right now. Yes, it does look really good, but it is not worth twice, or even in some cases 3 times worth its value, in my opinion, of course. But at the end of the day, it is your money, it is your opinion, and if you really want to buy these, then I'm not going to stop you. It is your own choice, and you shouldn't listen to some guy reviewing this sneaker to tell you what to do, whether to get this sneaker or not. Now as for sizing, this is where it gets pretty weird, because this is a size 12. This is the biggest size that Commonwealth PH had for their raffle. And once I won, I really thought to myself that, well, I need to get these traded for a size 13. However, when I got these in hand, I was surprised to see that this size up very similar to my Nike SB Dunk Crawfish right over there. And just to prove it to you guys, I'm gonna put the 2 sneakers side to side. Alright, so we've got here the Nike Dunk Low Varsity Greens in size 12. And over here we have the Nike SB Dunk Low Crawfish in size 13. I'm gonna put them side by side so that you can see for yourself if whether or not they really do size up the same. And take a look at that. You tell me, do they size up the same? Well, for me, they're really that close. So these 12s do fit me perfectly like a glove, and even have that ½ inch of an allowance over at the toe. I'd still recommend to you that you stick to your true to size when buying Nike Dunks though, because our feet are very different from one another, and what works for me may be different from you. So that's why I recommend staying true to size. Now also, if there are any Nike Dunk geniuses over here, would you please drop on some knowledge for me as well as the people watching? We really do appreciate it, because I'm as weirded out as you guys are. And with that being said, that pretty much covers up everything that you need to know on the Nike Dunk Low Varsity Green. and I really do hope that you guys learned and even enjoyed watching it. Now, I really believe that this will be a fire shoe to wear this summer, and in the Philippines, that's about 80% of the year, so always fuego. Now, once again, if you haven't subbed to the channel yet, please do help this channel grow and win over that YouTube algorithm. And while doing that, give this video a thumbs up as well. I really do appreciate it. Now also, comment down below as well what you think about this Nike Dunk as well. Would you cop it? Would you skip it? Are these shoes really worth more than retail? Let me know all about it. If you do want to reach me, you can do so over at Instagram. It is at Neymar_Jr. and I'll be leaving a link to that over at the description box below. And with that concludes today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Once again, this has been Marl from the Project Lamb Life, reminding you guys to always keep safe out there, and God bless.